PopCultureZone.com is an online shop focusing on hot new comics, including exclusive and incentive variants, CGC graded comics, and tons of other inventory, including pop culture toys and other collectibles, all at low and competitive prices. PopCultureZone.com ships all over the US. And if you are buying raw comics, they offer flat rate shipping of only $4.99. That's right, $4.99. Absolute craziness, right? And there's no taxes included, excluding New Jersey. Pop Culture Zone is also on eBay, where they hold a 100% positive feedback rating with over 8,000 completed transactions for this year alone. Make sure to check out the link to their website below, as well as their eBay link, so be sure to give them a follow there as well.
Props or flops. Upload your comics to IG. Make sure you use the hashtag props or flops, but also tag Comic Book Canon and tag myself, because we know that hashtags are broken half the time. This can be a book that you are interested in buying, you're in the market for. It could be a book that you just recently purchased. And we are here to break down the market and tell you props or flops. Remember, this segment is specifically for investment and speculation only. Doesn't matter if you love the comic or not. This is what we're rating these books on and how we're breaking them down. Now, remember, context matters as well. It helps us on the show give a proper props or flops. It depends how much you paid. Make sure you share that information if you're willing to. The context, all of that stuff matters. Why it interests you. Maybe you think that this character is going to show up in a movie or something. Maybe it's a long-term investment, a short-term flip, etc., etc. And we will break it down live on our show. We got it is 3 books, but 2 submissions this week that we're going to break down.
Yes, we do. Hold on one sec. Sorry, I was looking at the comments because just got. First off, what's up, Chef R.D. Harris? How are you doing, sir? And then we got Joe saying even Nick Foles isn't going to do a Nick Foles on another team. Well said. Joe's killing it tonight, and he's not even on air. All right, here we go. First things first, Chris. Again, guys, don't forget to tag us, tag Journos, and hashtag in the description, and hopefully we'll see it. We'll see it. We will see it. Chris is good at picking those out. All right, first up, what do we got? We got, I know what we got. Ready, Chris?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Joe. All right, guys, 360, man. But hey, Joe, I'm not going to let you forget. You did wear a 49er hat and a Kaepernick jersey.
He did.
When you tried to impersonate me.
He did.
You will never live that down. All right, 360 comics. Okay, I'm old, right? So I'm going to try to read this. Jeff, don't bring me in screen because I'm like squinting really. I'm like 2 inches away from the screen.
I won't bring you in screen at all. Okay.
All right. Here we go. He states, my beautiful brother East Bay Comics, shout out to East Bay natives here in Cali, has returned to the game, and I'm thankful he did because I was able to grab these 2-in-1 for a claim sale he had. He even threw in a Nightcrawler card. Looks like that was at the series 2 of the Marvel cards from 1990. Since he knows Kurt is my favorite comic character, let's turn this into a submission to props or flops on Comic Book Canon while we're at it. First, we've got a book that saw tons of hype and speculation last year, but has since calmed down to pre-boom prices. X-Men #4 from Jim Lee's 1991 series. First appearance of Omega Red. Assuming this key has bottomed out, I don't see any reason not to scoop it up for the going price. Whether he shows up in the MC or not, this book has a lot of appeal to 90s kids like me, but don't expect a huge boost in value because the print run was crazy high. Yes, it was. Next, we have the Dutch. We have the Dutch printing of Amazing Spider-Man #252, which features the first appearance of Spidey's black suit and an homage cover of AF-15. Despite the small buzz around foreign comics the last few years, I believe that this is to be a majority of, it's an untapped market with a lot of potential. Plus the fact that this is a major key makes it have even higher ceiling than less sought after books. Again, guys, I am squinting at my screen right now. I scored these 2 books for $50 all in and shit. Props or flops. Okay, hold on.
$50 all in, huh?
All in.
That's quite.
Woo.
All right.
It's 360 submission had it getting hot in here. I had to turn the heater off.
All right.
All right, man. All right. Is this a hot props or just a cold flops, man? Let's look at each book. X-Men number 4. I love Omega Red. I love Jim Lee's run. I don't know. One thing that 360 did not tell us was grade. But looking at especially the X-Men 4, it looks like a decently high grade book. If it is in near mint range, roughly right now it's going for it's around a $30 book. About a year and a half ago, the book was hitting well over $60. So it is absolutely dropped. Now let's look at the Amazing Spider-Man 252, the Dutch variant. So here's one fact about these foreign variants that everyone should know. Many of them were printed years or even decades after. So if you look at a lot of Silver Age, a lot of those were printed in the 90s and even 2000s. The one plus about this book, the Dutch variant, is it was printed in 1984. So that is a big plus. So you guys need to make sure that you're aware of that, because I do believe that's going to stipulate value in the long term. You think, oh, it's just a foreign variant, like a Canadian price variant or the Pence variants. Obviously, those were a part of the actual release on the primary markets in their market. Not all countries do that. They've, like I said, come out years, sometimes decades later. But this one came out the same year that the original print came out. And he does say near mint on the X-Men 4, about a very fine and near mint on the 252. So that's solid, because the last sale of the Dutch variant on eBay sold for about $35. And it was like mid-grade. It was kind of like a very, very good find, maybe around a 5.0 range. So looking at that right there, you can argue and say that Joe got both of these books for probably slightly under fair market value. And I say slightly because I don't have anything to gauge on a very fine near mint of this Dutch reprint. So it is what it is. But what do I feel about foreign variants? I do agree with Joe. I do believe that it's a bit of an untapped market. There has been more interest in that market over the last few years. I bought an the German variant of Amazing Spider-Man number 11 or number 10, first appearance of the Enforcers, and I paid like $15 for it. But that book was printed, I think, in like 99, and that book came out in 64. So there you go. But I wanted one. I wanted to have it. I thought it was cool just to own a foreign variant. Do I ever think that these variants are going to come even close to their standard first print counterparts? No. But what does very close mean to a book that's worth $500, $800, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000? They could still gain value. I'm going to give Joe's pickup a props for this, because ultimately, again, if you just look at what's going on in the market right now, he could probably take both of these books and sell them right back on the market today or tomorrow and make more than $50. And I do believe there's potential in this foreign variant. And I do agree with him too. I mean, even with the decline of the X-Men 4, it doesn't matter if you see Omega Red or not. This is going to be a solid book. If we never see him in the MCU, this is a $30, $40 book 10 years from now, no doubt, no matter the case. So good job.
Yeah, I'll agree with your props. I don't think it's going to go much lower than $30. I think it's, and we know that the print run is high, whatever, but that character is so cool, has so much potential. I don't even think they utilize him that much in the comic books, let alone having him on screen. So if he does ever make the screen, that thing's going to explode. I think that'll be, again, I think there's more room for growth, even though it was $60 earlier. And these foreign versions of these books, I agree. I think it's niche right now, but like, look at what we have with the facsimiles. I said it right. Facsimiles. I said it right. Mm-hmm. Right now, I think these are going to kind of probably surpass facsimiles, because these are kind of, in a way, the first prints in another region, right? So facsimiles are funny, because even a couple years, like the AF-15 facsimile that came out in 2018, I believe, that book sells for
$25 all day long.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's a freaking modern reprint. So
yeah. So I think you could look at it like that. If this catches on and it becomes less niche, I really think that has a chance as well. So Joe, in my opinion, I think it's a props all day long, and it's looking like a majority of our audience does. By the way, audience, you guys are killing it with the engagement and talking to us and what you think, because this is your segment as well, and the people submitting want to hear from you too, because it's just not about Chris and I, even though it is about Chris and I. Anyways, moving on to the next one, Chris. What do we got?
All right, guys. Into Oblivion, good friend of the channel. Submitted this Avengers 58. Thank you so much. Into Oblivion. I know you had a few. I haven't been present, guys. So, I want to take a minute to let this be known too. If you guys submitted a props or flops over the last month that hasn't been shown off, we're going to show them off in a later show. I promise you. Anyways, Into Oblivion, Avengers number 58 and a 9.8. This is a recent release. It was released in July of last year, 2022. Legacy number 758. First cover and full appearance of Ghost Ronin, Samurai of Vengeance. First cover appearance of Rule Japan, Demon variant of Mephisto. Man, beautiful cover. I really love this run's covers for sure. Now he says 45 landed. Jeff, I'm assuming that's what he means. He paid for it.
Yeah, I would say so. I think he lives in Canada too, so I'm not sure if we're gonna have to factor that in. But let's not.
Maybe that's shipping in everything.
That's all in. I think that's all.
Yep, all in. Absolutely. So, all right, Jeff. Here we go.
Go for it.
There's no data of this book having there's no sales data for a graded copy of this book. So I don't know how he purchased this book, but it's not on Go Collect Census, it's not in Cover Price, it's nowhere. Nobody has any data of what this book should be going for graded. Fair market value raw, cover price. Ghost Ronin, Samurai of Vengeance. Sounds cool. First cover appearance of Rule Japan, Demon variant of Mephisto. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if that sounds cool, because I mean, give me Mephisto. I don't know about all these variants. Ghost Ronin, Samurai of Vengeance sounds cool though. I'll give you that. All right, Jeff, here goes. Into Oblivion. I love you, man. I love you. Like, you've been a supporter of Comic Book Canon and my channel for a very, very long time. I don't know if you're here tonight, but Jeff, I mean, there's nothing more. I can't really say anything more before I just have to give this a flat out flops.
Do tell.
Okay, and again, I know I think the last one we showed him Into Oblivion, I gave him a flops too, so I feel bad. But you guys know how I am with graded books, especially 9.8s. Now let's factor in what he paid for this book. Say Into Oblivion paid $4 for this book, cover price $3.99, and he went and spent what, 30 bucks. You got what, $24 plus shipping and taxes and all that to send it to CGC, and say you get a 9.8. He probably paid about what, $10 more than he would doing that. You're not guaranteed a 9.8 if you're sending it in yourself. I get it. Now, I don't know if the only play here, if you're looking at investment or speculation value, is that this Ghost Ronin character, or even this Rule Japan Demon variant of Mephisto, which I doubt. I don't know where this is going. It's probably not going anywhere. Ghost Ronin, whatever. Say they show up in the MCU. Well, you know what's going to happen in this book if there is any inclination that these random characters that I know nothing about are going to show up in the MCU. Guess what people are going to do? They're going to go pay $300 for this book. No. I'm not saying we don't know that, obviously, but look at what happened with Frogman. I mean, come on, guys. Come on, man. So, Into Oblivion, there could be a small percentage of a chance that may happen in this book balloons because people still, even in this current market, can't get outside of their addictive nature and their FOMO. It might be able to be a book that you could sell and make some money on. But right now, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm not even buying. I'm with everything I got going on in my life. I'm not even buying comics. I take that $45 and put it on some Petro, man. Pay a bill, buy my kids some jeans. But there's no way I'm paying $45 for a book that I can walk into any LCS right now. I could go online. I could pay cover price for this book. More, I could probably go into an LCS and find backstock of this book at an A1 sale and get it for like 50% off cover price. There's no way I'm paying $45 for this book. Because let me tell you something, Into Oblivion, if you are watching, this is just me. I don't even want to say it's advice, but this is what I would do. Even if I thought this Ghost Ronin character could show up in the MCU, you know what I would do? I would hunt down my local LCSs. I'm spoiled. I got a lot of them. I got some that have sales a lot. I could buy 10 copies of this book raw. And if it was a sale, I might be able to buy 15 or 20 copies. I would if I was to spend $45 on this book, I would rather buy 10, 15, or 20 copies, however many I can get my hand on, knowing 10 is going to be the minimum. I would rather buy them raw. Because if there is any announcement of these random characters that I know nothing about showing up in the MCU, and there's that 2-week trend of people going crazy out of their minds, spending money because they think they need it, I'm going to make more money off of selling 10 raw for maybe $20 each than I am. Well, again, that's not a guarantee because like I said, we've seen 9.8s that were selling for $30, $50 before hit $300, but I have more opportunity to maximize my money with 10 raw copies or 15 raw copies than with one graded. And I can do this. I could take half of those, send them into CGC, get them pressed and clean. If they're 9.8 candidates, I can even pay for the 9.8 pre-screen. I don't know. But again, I'm not even doing any of that. I'm taking my money somewhere else.
All right. I got something to say.
Yep.
I got some, because a lot of people are seeing, kind of telling him what to do with the $45, what they would do. And you know what? That's fine. That's great.
I see Jordan.
Jordan Norrie would get a high grade Thunderbolts newsstand. Mark Leneker would get a Bronze Age Batman. That's fine. But if Into Oblivion wanted this book, or if Into Oblivion is a risk taker, he likes to roll the dice. If you're paying $45, and this could be Canadian dollars too, which is cheaper than American dollar, which is less, less money. It's a props for me, because if he rolls the dice, there's a bunch of first appearances in this book. He's paying less than $100 for a 9.8 CGC. Go for it. So I say props all day long Into Oblivion for you. Wow. I have no idea. I don't know anything about these characters. Wow. I don't know anything about these characters, but I'm actually sticking up for Into Oblivion with all these people be like, I would have done this. I would have done that. Into Oblivion, I don't think he's on here right now, but honestly, you did it. You pulled the trigger, and I think you're rolling the dice. I also think, because you got first appearances, you got a 9.8. Why not? Go for it. Good on you.
I don't know why I came back to the show, Jeff. I don't know.
I'm all about it. But you know who else? We haven't seen this guy for a long time, by the way. Chris.
Yep.
The Todd Father is here.
Stand up.
The Todd Father is here. We're glad to see you. Here's Joe. Joe, we always like your input, obviously. This book is similar to a penny stock. There's such a low chance of it hitting, and even if it does, that doesn't guarantee a big score. I may just hit $100 or something. Got to give it the flop. I thought he was going a different way there. Let me say,
you sure thought he was. He's not agreeing with you, Jeff. No, I'm just kidding. I like that you're focusing on the risk taking. But here's the thing. If we
don't know his intention too, and it'd be good, for future reference for anybody who's going to put a props or flops, and tell us your intention too. That couldn't hurt.
Yeah. If we're talking about risk taking, right? Remember, this segment is about making money. This is the Vegas segment, right? We're gambling. Take $45. I'll make a bet right now. Let's do this. I don't know what I'll bet. I'm going to give away something. I'm going to give away something on the Comic Book Canon live one day. If take a Silver Age double-digit Amazing Spider-Man book. You could go buy for $45 right now. You could buy a low mid-grade Amazing Spider-Man 58, 62, something like that for $45. Go take $45 and buy that book, right? Let's wait to see if even there is an announcement for Ghost, Ronin, or whoever. And when it does, percentage-wise, we're going to talk about, well, you're spending the same dollar amount, so percentage and dollar amount would be the same. I guarantee you by the time that happens, you could sell that Amazing Spider-Man book for more money than you can sell this 9.8 Avengers, I don't even know what for. And if I'm wrong, if at any point in time, look, what we'll do is we'll come back on show. I'll pick a random. We can do it on air right now. You want me to do it, Jeff? You want me to pick a random ASM book?
No, let's take a step back. We'll coordinate this. We'll
We'll
coordinate
that. Okay, good.
Coordinate it.
And we'll pick one book. We'll look at we'll get the grade at $45. We'll notate it. I'll create a spreadsheet. And whenever this book, hey, I'll tell you what, we don't even need to wait for an announcement of these characters. Let's just see if anybody else starts buying this book in a 9.8 a month from now, 2 months from now. And we'll constantly compare it to what that Silver Age, low mid-grade Amazing Spider-Man is doing. And if at any point this book sells for more money, I'm doing a giveaway live on the show.
Fair. Listen, right. Dan De La Torre is in the house. What's up, Dan? Also, Chris, I got it. I mean, the Todd Father did it again. Please do a giveaway for that brown couch. It looks nice, and it would look good in my third-story game room. Oh, the Todd Father. All right, look, that was it was semi-heated, this props or flops, but this has been probably the most fun props or flops we have had. We'll get back to you on that bet. But again, thank you all for submitting one more time. We're going to go over this one more time to remind you guys what it takes to submit for props or flops. Chris, have at it.
Remember, guys, this is all about investing, speculating, flipping comics to make money. Upload that comic. Remember, it could be a stock picture. It could be a picture of the book at the store. Whether you're in the market to buy it or you just purchased it or you have it, upload it to Instagram. Use the hashtag props or flops, but make sure you tag Comic Book Canon and myself. Tell us why the book interests you. Tell us how much you paid. If you're not willing to give that information, it's going to be harder on us to give it a proper props or flops. Any details matter. All of those details matter, and we will break it down live on our show.